Hi guys, it's Pepe Styling here. You're welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be making this beautiful shift dress that you're seeing here. If this is what you're interested in, kindly keep on watching. If you're new to my channel, you are welcome. Consider hitting the subscribe button. And to my returning subscribers, you're welcome back. Thank you for sticking with us, and without wasting much time, let's get right into today's video. Okay, so this part will be the shoulder line, and I folded my fabric into two. So here I'm marking my shoulder divided by 2, which is 16 divided by 2, that's 8. So from that mark here, I'm going to extend the line on how long I want the sleeve to be. And on this point, I'm going to come down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope. Then for the neck, I'm using 3.5 for the neck width, and for the neck depth, I'm using 3 inches. But I'll advise you use 3.5 for the neck depth. So now I'm going to connect the shoulder slope. Connect it all the way to the sleeve length, just like so. Okay, so from the shoulder line, I'm going to mark my shoulder to the waistline, which is 18 inches, shoulder to hip line, and the full length of this gown plus 1.5 for seam allowance. And I'll mark the same thing on this point as well and connect them with a straight line. On the waistline, I'm going to mark my waist circumference divided by 4 plus 3 inches for seam allowance. That's 2 inches for ease and 1 inch for seam allowance. And on the hip line, I'll mark the same thing, hip divided by 4 plus 3 inches. The same thing I have on the hip line, I'll extend it all the way to the dress length. I'll just connect like so. Then coming over to the sleeve opening is going to be 8, and I'll be adding 1.5 for seam allowance. From this point right here, I'm going to measure the bust circumference. Bust circumference divided by 4. I'm going to mark it here, and then I'll add extra 3 inches. And I'll connect this part to the straight line, just like so, and then connect this to the waistline. To eliminate this sharp end, you're just going to curve this, just like so. And on this lower part, that's the hemline, I'm just going to come up by 0.25. I don't want that end to be very straight, so I'm just going to cut this out. So for the back piece, we're going to be cutting the exact thing. The only difference is in the neckline. So for the neck depth for the back, we're going to be using 1.5. That is the only difference between this front and the back, just the neckline. So I'm just going to cut the same thing, just like so. So for the pocket on the waistline, I'm going to come down by 1 inch from the waistline, and I'm just going to notch it at the starting point of where we're going to fix our pocket. Next is to cut that front design. So I'm going to be using this fabric, and I've folded it into two, just like so. Now I'll place the front piece on it, just like you see me doing. And I'm just going to trace the neckline, just like so. I'm going to take this out, put it aside. So from this point, I just marked 9 inches from here, 9 inches. And I'm just going to mark the same thing on this part as well, and connect with a straight line. How you want this design is totally up to you. You can decide to just play around with it. So the length of this thing, I want it to stop somewhere around the waistline. So from the shoulder, I'm going to mark 19 inches. My waistline is 18, so I added extra 1 inch, and I marked it there. And from this part, I'm going to mark 7 inches. Okay, and on that 7 inches part, I'm going to connect it to this point. And that is that for this. I'm just going to cut this So this is how it's going to be on the front, just like so. So now moving on, we're going to be cutting the pocket. So I have this piece of fabric, it's on fold. This is for the 2 pocket space. So the length is 12 inches, and the width is 8 inches on fold. This top part, I'm going to mark 8 inches, like so, 8 inches. And I'm just going to place my hand, just like so, following the shape of my palm. Just going to cut this out. And from that 8 inches mark, now I'm going to take it this way, just like so. And this is basically how to cut the pocket space. Moving on, I've added a light interfacing to that front design, and I ironed it to get the center, placing it right side facing the wrong side of the main fabric. On the neckline, I came down by 3.5, and on that 3.5 mark, I'm going to take 0.25 on both sides of that center line that I made. 0.25 on both sides. I'm just going to mark it all the way to meet the neckline, just like so. So from this part, I'm going to stitch it all the way, follow this line this way and all the way to this other side. Okay, so this is what it looks like when I'm done. So I'm just going to cut this part open, following that straight line, and when you get to ½ inch towards that part, just going to cut it this way. Just watch what I'm doing here, and also cut this other part. Be careful so you don't cut your seam. So this is how you're supposed to cut it, and then trim off this part and notch around the neckline so that everything is going to relax very well. So now I'm just going to push this to the front. Make sure to push out all those edges, and then this is what you're going to have. Okay, so next I'm going to go and iron this properly. So moving on to the back, so I'm just going to place the facing on the neckline, right side facing each other. I'll go and stitch with ½ inch. Okay, so this is what I have, and I've also ironed it. So now bringing the front, we can see I've added the black velvet bias, that's what we call it. And how you're going to do that is just to place a hemming gum under and you iron. Then afterwards you can now stitch on it. We have to do that before joining the shoulder. It makes it easier. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to go and close up the shoulder with ½ inch. So this is what I have when I'm done. Also cut out this piece of fabric. Is on fold and it's about 2.5 inches wide. So I'm just going to go and join it to the sleeve. So this is what we have. And next is to go and close up the sides with our seam allowance. So when you're stitching, when you get to the waistline, on that mark, that notch we made for the pocket, when you get to that part, we're going to measure 6.5 inches or 6 inches, leave the place and then continue stitching. Okay, when you stitch from here, from this part, when you get to that notch that we made there for the pocket, you're going to mark 6.5. and you're going to skip it, then you continue stitching. So this is what I have when I'm done, and see our pocket opening. So for the pocket space, I've already stitched the pocket. So what I did is I stitched from this part and also from this part, leaving that 6.5 inches opening, and I also did the same for this second one as well. So now we're going to place them. I'm just going to open this part up. I'm going to fix the pocket like so. I'm just going to go and stitch with the seam allowance we have there. Just going to place it this way, and then you stitch, flip this other part and also stitch. So that's basically it. This is what we have when I'm done, and the next is to just go and hem the down part. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're here to subscribe, please subscribe, give this video a thumbs up. To my returning subscriber, thank you guys so much, and see you in my next video. Bye.